Earlier this week, the Alan Shastney government outlined what it termed the COVID-19 Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan, budgeted at $579.33 million. This plan comes on the heels of the NIC's Economic Recovery Program and the government's Income Support Program. COVID-19 has shown and exposed the quality of leadership of governments all over the world. You all are aware of what is taking place in the United States of America. This country has not been able to come to grips with the pandemic, and it's as if the situation is getting worse by the hour. Guess who is being blamed? Not the people who decide not to wear their masks and not to do the necessary social distancing. They are blaming President Trump. Why? Because according to media reports, he, the leader of this great nation, did not and has not provided the quality of leadership which this pandemic demands. Managing this pandemic is not for the weak or the faint of heart. You could imagine the situation we would have had. We would have had, and let me say it again, you could imagine the situation we would have had if all of these strategies and protocols were not implemented here in St. Lucia. It took hard work by thousands of people to get us to the point at which we are today. However, if we did not have such strong leadership, we would have been in a mess as far as this pandemic is concerned. Come on, you know what I'm saying is true, and you know what I'm talking about. Give credit where credit is due. However, I've seen some worrying signs. People are letting their guards down. I see the roadside food handlers with no masks. Recently, I walked into a popular fast food place and noticed that no member of staff was wearing a mask. And there they were, having a good old talk over what they were preparing. And I shudder to think of the millions of droplets finding their way to the food. Let's look at social distancing. People seem not to care. They are hugging and they're in each other's faces. Some people probably think that I am not sociable because I'm quick to tell you to keep your distance. Don't come too close to me. Stay 6 feet away. I've noticed some passengers on the minibuses, they have stopped wearing their masks. Not all of the bus drivers are wearing masks. Sometimes the masks are worn around the chin. Not sure whether this is supposed to be a fashion statement, but a mask was not made for your chin. St. Lucia, we cannot let our guards down. With the opening of the borders, we stand the risk of importing cases, and we have already experienced this. In fact, the Ministry of Health had noted that chances were that this would have happened, and they were right. Some of you are of the view that the borders should remain closed. Although I respect this view, people must understand that COVID-19 is not leaving this earth in a hurry, so life must go on. We cannot keep ourselves insulated for the number of years that COVID-19 is expected to be around. We have to learn to coexist with it. Hence the multitude of protocols that have been implemented here in St. Lucia. That being said, it is necessary for visitors staying at hotels and returning nationals who are given permission to home quarantine to be respectful of the protocols. If you are supposed to remain at home for 14 days, stay home for 14 days and do not go out socializing. In fact, the police have asked the public to keep an eye out for those of you in violation of the home quarantine. Visitors must also respect the protocols they signed off on. It is not a case of vacation as usual. We've had phased openings, and we are currently at stage 5, which means we had to go through stages 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this has been a measured and strategic approach to the handling of this pandemic. However, the economy is not where it should be. Hence the presentation of the COVID-19 Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan. According to the government, this plan contains 6 pillars. There's a bit for everyone. A very comprehensive and well thought out recovery plan was presented, and I am happy that people are impressed, judging by the quality of the feedback. This plan came about as a result of consultations with representatives from a wide section of the society. I am very pleased with what I have seen. I'm very pleased with all aspects of that plan. But one which I really appreciate is providing frontline workers the opportunity to purchase duty-free vehicles. There is also the waiver of duties on personal hygiene products. Small and medium-sized businesses will also be benefiting. Locally made items would be purchased by government instead of them procuring goods from overseas. There are 40 capital investment projects to be completed, including the St. Jude Hospital, the Hewanora International Airport, and the Denry Polyclinic. There is the electricity support for 11,000 households. St. Lucia, this is just a tiny fraction of the benefits outlined in the COVID-19 Economic Recovery and Resilience Plan. Next week, God willing, we will discuss other aspects of that plan. Trust me, there is something in it for every single one of us. For commentary, this is Jacintha Annius-Lee.